Molly, what's the meaning of this? What's going on here? Molly, where are you? Answer me! Molly! Pick up your phone, Molly! This instant!
What do you want? And could you stop blowing up my phone with notifications already? It's getting annoying.
There you are! It's about time you answered me. Now would you tell me what's going on with the house? I just got home and the front door was locked!
Oh, that? I can explain that. I moved while you were away on your vacation.
You moved? What do you mean you moved?
Oh, you need me to explain that too? It's very simple, Keith. When someone moves, it means they go and live in a different house. I took all my stuff and started living in a new place, so that means I moved. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are you mocking me right now?
Why would you think that? You asked me a question, so I answered it. Oh, did you not understand that explanation earlier? Should I draw you a picture or something? Would that help you?
You're out of your goddamn mind, Molly! Either you've gone completely insane or you're just pulling some stupid joke on me! Which is it?
It's neither, actually. I'm not out of my mind or insane or joking. I just used my big girl brain to do some serious thinking, came to the obvious conclusion, and acted on it. Now, would you like me to give you some helpful advice on what you should do next? You see, there are these wonderful, magical devices called keys. You have a bunch of them on a loop called a keychain. So take your keychain, find the key that fits into the front door, and open it.
Knock that off, obnoxious woman! Yes, Molly, I already took my magical key and unlocked the door. You actually went and took all your stuff out of the house? What on earth do you think you're doing, Molly? Why are you acting this way?
You mean you really don't know why?
How am I supposed to know? I just got back into town after being away on business for a week, and all of a sudden my wife has moved out? Explain yourself!
You were away on business, were you?
Yes, I was! I already told you that before I left! And what about Tyler? Where is he?
You don't have to worry about him. He's with me, of course. Didn't you look in his room? All his stuff is gone, too.
This is absolutely unreal, Molly! You dragged our son along on this stupid, immature stunt of yours?
It's all right. I told him exactly what's going on. He's not scared, confused, or anything, so there's no problem.
Of course there's a problem! There are nothing but problems here! And you still haven't explained to me why you're doing this, so let's start there! Well, Molly, why are you doing all this?
I don't know. I still have a hard time believing that you don't already know exactly why this is happening.
Well, believe it or not, I'm completely clueless as to what's running through that thick head of yours. All I know is that my idiot wife has gone and done yet another stupid and selfish thing.
I'm sorry, yet another? Just what do you mean by that?
You're always doing or saying some kind of stupid or selfish thing around the house. You mean to tell me you don't even realize that? God, you're so oblivious. I really can't stand you when you're like this.
When have I said or done something stupid or selfish? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Can you give me an example?
You want examples, huh? How much time do you have? I could go on all day. How about just last month? I checked my bank transaction history and found out that you took money out of my account without my permission. And I don't think you ever told me what in God's name you did with that money. So what did you do with it? You go on a little shopping spree? Is that how you paid for your new handbag?
Wrong on all counts, I'm afraid. First of all, that bank account is not your account. It is our shared account. And as for my new handbag, I paid for it entirely out of the money I earned at my part-time job. I got a pretty good deal on it, I must say. Also, most importantly, I did tell you what I was withdrawing that money for. I needed it to pay for Tyler's field trip at school.
Oh, is that what you used it for? Well, if that's really the case, then you should have told me beforehand.
Hello? Earth to Keith. Earth to Keith. Do you read me? I did tell you beforehand. You just either weren't listening or forgot.
Whatever. All right, so maybe you were right about that one. But I still got way more I can talk about. How about that time a few months back when my mom was talking to you about Tyler's education? She was giving you all sorts of valuable advice, but you just completely blew her off and did what you wanted to do. She was trying to be helpful and you were disrespectful to her.
Wait, are you talking about the private tutor thing?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. My mom gave you a whole number of great ideas that would be super beneficial for Tyler's future, but you didn't take any of them. Do you know how much it hurt her to be ignored like that?
Okay, let's get a few things straight. I did not ignore her. She gave her advice and I took it into consideration. However, Tyler is our son, and this is his future that we're talking about. It's not your mother's place to be making decisions on ours or Tyler's behalf. And for the record, your mom's suggestions were to hire an expensive private tutor and have Tyler take piano lessons. The problem? Tyler doesn't want to play the piano. He's more into sports. He wanted to join the soccer team, so I allowed him to. That's all. Tyler's old enough to make these sorts of decisions for himself, and we all need to respect that.
Oh, you mean it was Tyler's decision to play soccer? All right, I guess you have a point there, too.
And yet again, I told you that Tyler wanted to join the soccer team months ago. So do you have any other examples of all these stupid and selfish things I say and do? The only examples you've given me so far have been times when you just don't listen to what I told you.
I've got plenty more. About a week before I left on my business trip, I came home early, and what did I find? You were making Tyler do all of your housework while you just laid down on the sofa. How do you explain that, huh?
You're talking about 2 Fridays ago, aren't you? I started feeling kind of sick in the afternoon that day, and after I had finished getting dinner ready, Tyler came up to me and said that he'd take care of cleaning up and that I could go ahead and rest. Isn't he a kind boy? He's always so thoughtful like that.
Wait, Tyler volunteered to do all those chores? Okay, that's fine then.
Now that I think about it, Tyler used my phone to call you and ask you to pick up some medicine on your way home from work. He tried calling you, but you didn't pick up, so he tried calling your office instead.
He called my office?
Yeah, and it was the weirdest thing. When the secretary answered, he asked to speak to you, but she said you had taken the day off. I've been meaning to ask you about that ever since, actually.
Nuh-uh, Molly, not happening. I am not gonna let you change the subject. We're talking about your behavior right now.
Wow, that was a nice dodge. I don't really see a problem with my behavior, though.
You're joking, right? What are you doing right now as we speak? You took our son and moved out of the house while I was gone. I'm still waiting for you to justify that. Well, Molly, got anything to say for yourself? You'd better have a good reason for this.
You really want me to say it? All right, suit yourself. Tell me, Keith, where did you go all last week?
This again? I already told you. My company sent me to New Orleans on business.
That's interesting. When I called your office, they said you had taken the entire week off as paid leave.
What? Okay, that's a straight-up lie. I don't believe you for 1 second. I mean, what reason could you possibly have to call my office? You could have just asked me.
Yeah, about that. Coincidentally, my brother was also in New Orleans last week on business. He had finished up his work and was out on the town when he saw something that really surprised him. It was so surprising that he had a hard time believing it was real, so he took a picture of it and sent it to me. He took it from pretty far away, so the quality isn't great, but I could tell right away. It was a picture of you, walking hand in hand with another woman.
What? No, that's impossible!
You look like you were having a pretty good time for someone who was supposed to be hard at work. But I can see that you must not need me and Tyler around anymore. Why would you want to be tied down by your boring wife and son when you could have week-long vacations with your fun, exciting mistress?
Molly, wait, I can explain!
From the way you were smiling in that picture, I'll bet you want to divorce me and go hook up with her as soon as possible. And I'm feeling generous, Keith, so I'll give you exactly what you want. But unfortunately, I am going to have to ask you to pay alimony and child support for Tyler.
Molly, wait, listen to me!
I am all ears, Keith. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Let's say for a moment that I really was cheating on you.
That's an easy thing to say because you really were cheating on me. Let's drop the facade and have an open discussion like adults, okay?
Would you calm down for a second and let me speak? Think about it, Molly. For starters, okay, I'm sorry that I lied to you and said I was working when I was really just taking a week-long vacation alone. But just because I'm holding hands with another woman does not mean I'm cheating on you.
What else could it mean?
Well, there's all sorts of things it could mean. It could have been an old friend from school, or a sibling, or a cousin. There are a million possibilities. You can't just see a picture of me with a woman and immediately assume I'm cheating.
Keith, you don't have any sisters. And think about it from my position. I already know that my husband was lying about being at work to take a vacation. Really, that alone is more than enough to make me suspicious that you're having an affair. Even before your supposed business trip to New Orleans, I already knew that you were lying about going to work and taking time off. So when I saw that picture of you, it clicked. You must have been meeting up with her on that day, too.
You have an incredibly active imagination, Molly. You should become a creative writer. But you're letting your imagination run away with you. I simply forgot to tell you that I was taking the day off that day, that's all.
Uh-huh. Then why did you say earlier that you finished work early that day?
Oh, that? I don't know. I must have gotten my days mixed up.
Right. I think at this point I should tell you that my brother took one more picture.
He did?
Yep, and this one's gonna be a bit harder to explain. The two of you were making out.
We were?
So let's see if I can make that picture fit in with your excuses just now. You, a married father, lied to me, your wife, and said you were traveling on business. When there, you just so happened to bump into an old female friend, sibling, or cousin, and then you went on to make out with that friend, a long-lost sibling or cousin. Well, which is it? Were you making out with your friend, sister, or cousin?
She isn't a family member for what it's worth.
Obviously, it doesn't really matter whether you and her went on vacation together or if you just happened to meet up while you were there. You're a cheater either way, and I can't allow a cheater like you to have a negative influence on Tyler. And there's your answer, Keith. That's why I moved.
But it's still not okay for you to just up and move without telling me anything. We're a married couple and we have a son. This is something that we should talk about together. I mean, think of the effect this is going to have on Tyler.
I don't want to hear any lectures on marriage and parenting from a cheater. And you don't need to worry about Tyler. I already explained everything that he needs to know. He'll be fine.
You need to be more specific than that. What did you say to Tyler about me? How exactly did you explain the situation?
Yeah, about that. How exactly would you break that sort of news to a boy Tyler's age? I mean, he's in the 6th grade and all. He's old enough to understand some things, but not old enough to understand others. It's not like I can just go to him and say, "Hey, Tyler, your dad's banging another woman."
Okay, then what did you say?
That's just the thing. Back when my brother first sent me the picture of you and that woman making out, Tyler was standing next to me. He looked over and saw it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh is right. But I was surprised by his response. While I sat there panicking, wondering what to say, he just said, "Oh, so Dad is cheating on you."
You mean he had already caught on?
The day I got sick, he tried calling you, but you didn't answer. Then he tried to text you, but you still didn't respond. He thought something was strange. There's no way you would be so indifferent to your wife's condition, right? He assumed that the messages must not have gotten to you, so he decided to check your phone to see if they got sent properly. And that's when he saw some suspicious messages coming from another woman. I've got to hand it to him. He played you like a fiddle. After you got home, he asked you if he could see your phone so he could play the game you downloaded to it for him a while back. So you just handed it right over without thinking twice.
No way! That nosy little punk!
Looks to me like you're all out of excuses, Keith. You did your best to try and find some way to pin our marriage breakdown on me, but you failed miserably. You'll be hearing from my lawyer regarding the details of our divorce soon. Don't ignore his calls like you ignored Tyler's calls. It won't end well for you. The more you try and fight it, the more money I'm going to take from you for alimony and child support. A few days later, my lawyer called up Keith and set up a time for us to have a friendly discussion about our divorce. But when Keith walked into the room, who do you suppose walked in with him? None other than the woman who hates me more than anyone else in the world, my mother-in-law. She started tearing into me, criticizing me for everything I ever did, and even more things I never did. Eventually, I got sick of it and said that if Keith was going to be difficult about this, then we can settle things in court. His mother said, "That's just fine by me. It's your fault that Keith cheated on you in the first place. If you want to take us to court and just lose everything, then have it your way." Keith, however, immediately folded and agreed to enter into mediation. Tyler and I moved in with my parents, and we're doing just fine. I also found a company that understands my situation and is very flexible with my schedule, so I'm able to spend a lot of time with Tyler. So from here on out, I just want to keep working my hardest to be the best mom I can be for him.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Lily, do you have a minute? We need to talk about something important.
What's wrong, Matt? Did something happen? I haven't heard from you in days, and this is the first text I'm getting? You're making me nervous. Well, if I'm telling the truth, I've been nervous for a while. You told me when you moved over there that you didn't want me to contact you for anything other than emergencies. And I know you're busy with work, so I've honored that request of yours. But you used to text me a couple of times a day, and now I'm lucky if I get one a week.
Oh, I guess I kinda did go radio silent on you lately, huh? You asked me if something happened, and yeah, you could say that something happened, and that's actually related to what I wanted to talk to you about today.
What happened, Matt? Are you okay? Were you injured? Did something happen at work?
No, don't worry about me, I'm fine. It's not that something bad happened to me.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I wish you would have said that sooner, though. So, if nothing happened to you, then what's up?
Yeah, that's the thing. Nothing bad happened to me, but when I think about it, it's not exactly something that you're gonna want to hear.
What do you mean? You're scaring me, Matt. Please, just tell me what's going on.
Okay, well, here goes. About 2 weeks ago, I met a girl. She lives around here, and we got to talking, and we really hit it off. And here's where things get bad for you. She is way prettier than you. She's a lot more fun than you, too. Really, she's just all around a superior woman to you in every way imaginable.
What? Matt, what are you saying?
I mean, I thought that it would be pretty clear what I'm saying by now. Like, how explicit do I have to be in order for you to get it through your skull? God, you can be so dense. I hate the way you need me to hold your hand to help you understand the simplest things.
Wow, Matt, I'm sorry.
Yup, right on schedule. Anytime anything goes even slightly wrong, what's the first thing you always say? I'm sorry. I don't know, I guess that makes you a lot easier to use, so that's not an entirely bad quality.
Easier to use?
Even though you're older than me, you're so passive. Like seriously, you're a complete pushover. Ordinary people tend to respect themselves more as they get older, but you? Not so much.
Really? Is that how I seem to you?
I think the fact that you didn't try to defend yourself just now proves my point. Sometimes people say that when the woman is older than the man in a relationship, she becomes more like an older sister than a wife. In your case, though, you're more like a red-haired older stepsister.
This is hard to believe, Matt. So you're not really attracted to me?
Honestly, no, not really. I'm a guy, you know? Guys always prefer younger women. It's in our DNA. Back when we first got together, you looked like you were younger than me, and you were always so submissive, so I didn't think anything of it. But man, you sure pulled a fast one on me, huh? By the time I realized how old you really were, it was all too late.
Pulled a fast one? I don't know why you'd say that. I wasn't trying to deceive you or anything.
It's called a lie by omission, Lily. You had the responsibility to tell me how old you were. If you had only done that, I never would have done anything as stupid as marrying you. But no, you waited until the day we went to my parents' place to tell them we were engaged. And you said it so casually to them too, but I almost crapped myself when I heard. I knew I was finished. I couldn't just break up with you that late in the game. Our parents would have gotten upset and everything. It would have been a total mess. So I figured that since you still looked attractive enough that I could always hold out hope that you'd age well. That's the only reason I went through with marrying you.
I see.
But holy cow, was that a massive mistake? The atmosphere is so heavy when you're around, it's like someone turned up gravity a notch or two. Plus, you aren't aging anywhere near as well as I'd hoped. Being married to you is the worst. And then, just when I was starting to think about my future, my company transferred me over here. Getting out of that house opened my eyes to so much. Then I met Kelsey one day while out on the town, and I thought that this was my sign to finally give up the ghost. And she's pretty into me, too. We hit it off great right off the bat.
Kelsey? Is that the name of your soulmate?
Yep, she's young, beautiful, and everything else I want in a woman. She's the perfect girl for me. If you were wondering why I haven't been messaging you these past few weeks, that's why. I felt like it would be a waste of my time and effort to talk to you when I could be talking to Kelsey. It's not like you're gonna stop aging anytime soon. It's all downhill from here, so I've decided to leave you and be with her.
So you've been cheating on me?
Cheating? Nah, that's not what this is. Cheating would imply that you're the woman I should be loyal to, which is simply not the case. Kelsey's the girl that I truly love. She's got such a bright and cheerful personality. Every single second I've spent with her is pure bliss. She's not a major Debbie Downer like you. I don't know what I was thinking marrying you once I learned how old you were. Marrying a woman older than me was always gonna end in disaster. Anyway, I had my lawyer draw up a set of divorce papers a while back. They're in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I already signed them, so you can go ahead and sign them too, then take them down to the courthouse. Oh, and our apartment is in my name, so I'm keeping it. Pack up your stuff and get out as soon as possible. Let me know once you're gone. I'm gonna get my stuff, terminate the lease, and then move over here permanently.
Is that all?
Huh? What do you mean, is that all?
I'm asking you, is that all you have to say to me?
Excuse me? What's up with that attitude? Are you gonna actually try and stand up to me now after you know our relationship is over? Sorry, Lily, but you're too late. All that's left for you to do is shut your mouth and do exactly as I say, just like always.
No, Matt, I don't think I will. Not this time.
Oh, good God, Lily, you're really gonna do this, huh? All right, whatever. I'll humor you this one last time. Go on, say what's on your mind.
Do you really need to ask me? I'm pretty sure you know exactly what's on my mind.
No, I don't actually. I've never cared about what was on your mind before. Why would I start caring now?
No matter how you feel about me, the fact remains that as of right now, you and I are still husband and wife. You can go ahead and say that you truly love Kelsey, but that doesn't change what you're doing. What you're doing is wrong, Matt. It's dead wrong, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
For the love of God, are you gonna give me a lecture? Don't act like you're a victim. If you had made even the bare minimum effort to stay attractive to me, then I wouldn't have had to look elsewhere. Do you get that? Since you couldn't even do that bare minimum effort, then I'm well within my rights to do what I'm doing. So lecture all you want, Lily. I don't feel guilty in the slightest for leaving you for Kelsey.
Hold on, did you think I was talking about me?
What?
Wow, you really don't get it, do you? Put our relationship aside for the moment. I am talking about something else entirely.
What are you talking about?
Let me ask you something. You're living in San Francisco right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty sure I told you that myself before I left. So what if I'm in San Francisco?
One more question. What's Kelsey's last name?
You want to know her last name? What's your angle? Why should I tell you?
You said you were going to humor me, so humor me.
Whatever. Her last name is Bronson. Kelsey Bronson. There, I gave you her name. Are you gonna tell me where you're going with this?
I thought so. I don't think I ever told you this, but I actually lived in San Francisco for 2 years during high school. My dad got transferred there for work just like you did.
I don't care about your history, so what if you lived here before? Oh, wait a second. You're not gonna tell me that you actually know her, are you?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to say. She and I were good friends back in the day. We still talk to each other by text and social media.
No way! You've got to be kidding me!
Not too long ago, she texted me saying she was seeing a guy now. That was right around the time you completely stopped talking to me. I know Kelsey pretty well, so I can say for sure that she would never agree to date a married man. So that leaves me with only one possible conclusion. Matt, you are lying to Kelsey. And that is worse in my mind than what you're doing to me.
Here we go. Another lecture, oh boy, just what I was hoping for.
You say it's a lecture. I say I'm simply calling you out for your deplorable behavior. Kelsey is one of my best friends, Matt. I care about her a lot, so I'm going to tell her about us. And once I do, Kelsey's going to know exactly what a low-down, lying, cheating creep that you are.
Don't you dare! I swear to God if you snitch on me. Listen, Lily, all that needs to happen here is you keep your big fat mouth shut. If you don't tell her anything, she won't ever know that I started seeing her while still married to you.
I know. That's precisely why I'm going to tell her everything. I can't just sit back and allow such an important friend to get tricked into an adulterous relationship. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. I've taken screenshots of our entire conversation, and I am going to send them to her now.
No! I order you not to do that! If you do that, then she's gonna hate me for sure!
What's that? You think I'll make her hate you? I guess this means you do realize that what you're doing is wrong after all.
Please, for God's sake, Lily, do not send those screenshots to Kelsey! I'm begging you! Look, I might have gone a little overboard with you. I said some slightly unkind things to you, and I apologize for that.
Spare me your apologies. What good would apologizing to me do? She's the one that you're lying to. And more importantly, you're too late. I already sent her all the screenshots.
Come on, Lily! Why would you do that to me?
You want to know why? Because if I didn't, then you would get away with it. Kelsey would never know that you were lying to her, and the two of you would go on to live happily ever after. Actually, I take that back. It would just mean a lifetime of suffering for both of you if that happened.
What? What do you mean?
Kelsey's older than me, Matt.
No. She is?
Yep, she was a grade ahead of me in high school.
I don't believe it. That can't be true.
You said it yourself. Marrying an older woman would end in disaster. So while Kelsey deserves to know that you were lying to her, you also deserve to know that she's actually older than me. I'd hate for you to end up marrying yet another older woman. I know how much you hate us.
This is unreal. You mean I got tricked by another old hag? That's two now! How could I let this happen?
There you go again, claiming we somehow tricked you. Why do you keep saying that? If we told you we were younger than we actually were, then you might have had a case. But you just assumed incorrectly how old we are. All Kelsey did was skillfully use her feminine charms to attract you, and it worked, right? Honestly, I'm not trying to justify what you did or anything, but Kelsey is a lot prettier than I am. She's also a real sweetheart, too. I'll bet she has a lot of guys interested in her.
Yeah, well, she's got one less guy interested in her now. You think I'm gonna keep going after her now that I know she's older than me? Think again. So, did you really already send her all those screenshots? Has she seen them? Did she write back to you or something?
She just texted me, actually. Here, I'll copy and paste her message for you. Oh my God! I really have to be more careful with the guys I get interested in. Seriously, though, that guy was your husband? That's absolutely insane! I mean, I knew that you had changed your name after you got married and Matt had your same last name. But But it's a pretty common name, and since there's a lot of distance between us now, I just figured it was a mere coincidence. The craziest thing, though, is the fact that he's younger than me. Like, I was under the impression that he was at least my age. Frankly, his sense of humor and fashion reminded me of my dad's.
What? I do not have an old man's sense of humor. She's out of her mind. I don't look older than her, and I definitely don't act older than her.
Isn't that funny? Looks like the both of you had the wrong idea about each other's ages. Oh, hold on, she just sent one last message. It's about you. I'll send it over, give me a sec.
What did she say?
You don't need to worry about me, girlfriend. I'm used to getting lied to by loser creeps like him. But you need to kick that guy to the curb, Lily. Take him to the cleaners. Divorce him and take everything that you can on your way out. Oh, and if he cries at the divorce hearing, could you take a picture and send it to me? That would make me feel a lot better. In the meantime, I've got some pictures that I can send you that would sway the judge in your favor. Well, that's good news for you, Matt. You wanted to divorce me, and boy, are you gonna get one. The only downside is that you might have to downgrade to a slightly cheaper apartment, because the amount of alimony I'm gonna get from you will make it look like Jeff Bezos got off easy.
Come on! You can't be serious! What happened to the way you were talking before? You were all like, what you did to Kelsey was worse than what you did to me! But now you're telling me that you're still gonna try and suck me dry in the divorce? How greedy can you get?
Let me stop you right there, Matt. I told you that I was putting our relationship aside for a moment. I didn't say I was putting it aside forever. You have belittled me, mocked me, treated me like trash. You completely ignored me for weeks. And then you only messaged me to tell me that you were leaving me for another woman. Did you think that you were just going to get away with all that? That you weren't going to get any consequences at all? Keep dreaming, Matt. I'm gonna ruin you.
This whole day has been so bizarre. Is this a nightmare or something? Like, I don't think you've ever stood up for yourself to me once in all the time that I've known you. What's gotten into you? Why are you all of a sudden so assertive?
Because you made a fatal mistake when you dragged my dear friend Kelsey into this, lied to her, and tried to make her an unwitting party to an affair. That was enough to make even someone as timid and passive as me get angry. And you are going to pay dearly for making me angry. Say goodbye to your car, Matt. It's going to be mine soon.
Damn it! Getting dunked on by an old woman like you has gotta be the most humiliating experience of my life!
After that, I signed the divorce papers Matt was kind enough to leave for me and took them right to my lawyer. I also gave him the pictures that Kelsey had sent me for evidence of Matt's infidelity. Once all the paperwork got taken care of, I tried to call him to arrange a meeting with our lawyers, but he didn't answer. My first thought was that he was avoiding me because he was afraid of facing me, but it was actually much worse than that. Apparently, his supervisor caught him trying to steal cash from his company's office. I can only assume he was afraid of how much money I was going to take from him in the divorce. Oh, Matt, he just doesn't know when to stop. There were so many points along the way when he could have realized he was about to make a mistake and change course. The first was when he found out how old I was. The second was when he was hitting on Kelsey while still married to me. And the cherry on top was when he was about to resort to stealing in order to keep himself financially stable. He could have kept his consequences to just being temporarily broke. Now he's going to be permanently broke and probably in jail. But since he and I are already divorced, that's no concern of mine anymore.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Are you ever going to come out from hiding in your room? You should come out and live your life like the rest of us do. We finally got back from our trip and want to see you. Is that all you wanted to say? Huh? There isn't anything else I need to say to you. I was just thinking I should probably ask if you'd come out to see how you'd react. Really, I'm fine with you not coming out of that hole of yours yet. Either way, I'm sure I'll know when you actually decide to come out, since you'll probably be making a huge fuss of us leaving you here. I see.
But as for Kyle, he has been so worried about you that he tries to call you at least 5 times a day, so even if it doesn't entirely bother me, at least come out for your brother.
Why should I? I don't care about how any of you guys feel anymore.
Hey, don't say terrible crap like that. Can you at least try and act like a good older brother while you're still around us? Kyle even says that he wants to see how you're doing after you decided to have that fever.
And what about me makes him think that I want to come out to see him? Does he think that this will fix my relationship with the rest of you? Or maybe he wants me to stick around the house so that I can continue to give you guys money.
What? For money? I don't remember her ever borrowing any money from you. Have you started to hallucinate things?
I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about how you and Mom took the money I made from selling designer bags as a part-time job. I think that was about $15,000 worth of bags, if I'm correct, that I sold. So with that in mind, I'd like to collect my reimbursement for however much of that money you two spent.
What the heck? If you plan to do that, then go right ahead. I'll just make sure to kick you out of the house for doing that.
Really? Then I suppose I could bring this whole thing to court. I'm sure they'd side with me since I never said that you guys could have that money.
Eh?
I didn't really think I'd need to do this at first, but of course I don't feel all too bad about doing that to the high and mighty family that went on vacation without me, especially when you guys used my money for it.
Well, hold on a minute.
I thought we agreed that the money I got for those bags would be given to me, and then I would give you guys like $1,000 or $2. But instead, you guys went ahead and spent it all going on that stupid vacation after I did all the work. I guess I should have known this would happen since you guys kept pushing for me to work harder and harder to get all the money I could. You guys didn't even care that I came down with a fever, instead just leaving me at home to try and care for myself.
But wait!
And now, because of that, the fever turned out to be pneumonia, and now I'm stuck in the hospital trying to recover. So are you happy with this?
What? You're at the hospital right now?
Uncle Drew and Aunt Bev came to the house to help drive me here when I told them that you guys left me. And do you know what they said about you? They said that you guys are a disgraceful family. So how does it feel knowing that your brother and his wife are disgusted by you?
What? My brother said that?
Well, I guess that this is it for us anyways. After I get out of the hospital, I'm gonna become Uncle Drew's son and move into his house. And I won't need to give you guys any more of my earnings from my part-time job.
Wait, you're getting far too ahead of yourself.
I couldn't care less about what you think about my choice. I'm not even thankful for you guys letting me stay at your house for the past 20 years. I had to go right to work after graduating high school, and even then I needed to give you guys whatever money I made to help support you.
You supported us? You're an idiot, so there is no way you could have supported us. Are you having trouble understanding things with that tiny brain of yours?
But you guys were already starting to move my things around like you were ready for me to get out, right? So you should be in total agreement with me leaving the house. Oh, but that's the thing. Now there won't be any money coming into the house that you guys can steal after I leave. Well, I guess life is gonna get a bit tougher now that your wallet will be just a bit more empty, huh? But for me, I'll finally become free of you guys, and I won't have to give you any more of my money.
Do you plan to fight back at us in return for our kindness to you?
There was never any kindness from you guys. The only thing that I ever received was pain from having to be around you all for so long.
What?
Did you guys at least have fun on that vacation that I helped pay for? From now on, the three of you won't be able to go on any more exciting trips like that, right? If I have to say it a little more straightforward, You reap what you sow. Well, once I've fully recovered, I'll be moving in with Uncle Drew. So please enjoy only needing to raise your amazing baby boy, Kyle.
Wait, Jonah! I will definitely not be forgiving you for this. You're just going to leave us all behind to go live with my brother? Hey! When are you going to come back to us?
What? Who is this again?
Are you still half asleep or something? This is your dad! You went ahead and blocked my phone number without ever even telling me. So because I finally found out about that, I changed my number and was able to contact you again. I am really never going to let go of you wasting my time. You're a coward for running away from your family.
But you guys were never my family.
You jackass! I'm also talking about how you just threw us all away! How long do you plan to hide away and pout for? It's been 5 years now. It's time for you to toughen up and come back home!
Then this must be my previous dad, right? All of these loud and obnoxious comments are starting to remind me of how awful your attitude was.
What? I'm not the one with an attitude, and stop acting like I'm not your dad anymore. When the hell are you gonna come back home? Come home already!
But what reason would I have for coming back to you? I mean, you guys treated me like I was just a piece of your property. And by the way, you need to find a better way to introduce yourself after not talking to someone for 5 years than just coming in and talking crap. If I'm not mistaken, you guys had treated me like a slave before I had decided I had had enough, right?
The way you keep trying to make me look like the bad person is starting to really drive me up the wall. And after 5 years, a lot has changed with our family situation. It would help us out a lot if you got off your lazy butt and came back home to help support us. What are you laughing at? Hey, Jonah, reply to me! You need to answer me. For a little bit now, I've been trying to get your attention by ringing your doorbell. Are you deaf now or something? Come open the door and talk to me.
So you finally decided to come to me directly. It seems that Uncle Drew finally got a little soft and told you the address of my house, huh? I'm sure you probably tricked him into doing it.
What do you mean I tricked him? All I did was ask him if he knew where you were staying. Saying that I would trick my own brother is ridiculous.
Huh? You had to have deceived him. I'm sure you told him that you regret what you did to me, but that was just a lie that you made up so that he'd feel sorry for you, right? I bet you would be a great actor for the way you were able to make it look like you actually felt sorry.
What? I'm not going to take that crap. Just open the door already. He told me that around this time you should be back from work and in your house. So even if you try to ignore me, I'm going to continue hitting the doorbell.
Wow, that's very rude of you.
I'll make sure that when I see your wife that I will tell her of all the dirty and horrible things that you did to your family. I wonder if that will make her leave you. But I think that would be even better if she did.
What? So it seems that you found out that I got married, huh?
Yeah, that's right. You didn't even bother contacting us to let us know that you'd be registering for marriage. But I guess I would have never approved of it anyways. I'm going to do my best to make you guys split up.
I think you're trying way too hard to get back at me right now. Does this mean that you and your family are in quite the predicament at the moment? If that isn't the case, then I don't know what else would make you so upset as to try and get in my way again after almost 6 years. You're just trying to get close to me again since you can't handle things at home all on your own anymore. That's pretty sad of you if you ask me.
Shut the hell up! Whether it's what's happening right now or what happened in the past, it has all been because of your wrongdoings!
So you really haven't changed. Even now, you'll only find ways to make me the cause of all of your problems.
I think it would be best if you just started caring for your family again and started to give money back to us.
So, in other words, your family doesn't have enough money because you can't bother to stop spending it all?
I just want to have a little extra money in case of emergencies, that's it. But also, Kyle will be getting married next year. I want you to be the one to pay for all of his wedding expenses, like the wedding hall and his tux. Actually, you're going to have to do it.
Is that so?
What are you so puzzled by? If you have the time to act so absent-minded right now, then you have the time to open this door and talk to me face to face. And if your wife is also in there, tell her to come see me as well.
Well, about all of that. I think it's time you stop acting out of hand. You're right saying that my wife is home right now, but I am not.
What?
I got a message from my wife just a few minutes ago saying that there's someone outside our front door screaming abusive language. She then asked me if I knew who that was. So I'm glad you decided to text me saying that it's you, or else I might have had to let her call the police on you.
Well, then what the hell? If she's in the house right now, have her come out here to see me. I've been slamming on the door for the past few minutes now. I can't believe she has the nerve to just try and avoid me. When you're not around, does she not have the balls to face a threat? Well, I guess that it makes sense since she was stupid enough to marry someone as arrogant as you. Tell her to open the front door right now. Tell her that I'm here to teach her a good old-fashioned lesson.
Well, you might think she's a coward for not coming to face you, but I think she can get pretty crazy when I'm not around. So I am really glad you told me it was you before something really, really bad could have happened.
What are you rambling on about? Since you aren't here to listen to me, tell her to open this door now!
It looks like that's what she's about to do. She told me that if she doesn't open the door soon, the young and rambunctious woman in her will get the best of you. Of course, if that were to happen, I don't think things would end very well for you.
Huh? What does that mean?
Well, once you see her, I'm sure you'll begin to understand. Anyways, I need to finish grocery shopping, and then I'll come back home. Are you there? I hope you're still alive.
I just had the worst day of my life a second ago. Your wife is one of those heavy-bodied types, huh? The kind that's too big and angry to control?
I think you finally found out what I meant when I said that she was gonna be scary when I'm not around. She told me that you wanted to talk with her for a little while when she answered the door. So while I was thinking about how long it would take you to finish wasting her time, I went out with her mom to get some dinner.
What?
Did you think that I'd come home to try and stop her? I don't have any reason to be going out of my way to do that. Having to drive all the way home would have been a bother for me, and having to see your face would have only been worse.
But you said that after shopping you would come home? Help me!
I'm really sorry, but now that I think about it, did you end up pissing your pants? My wife said she was busting out laughing at you. She said that your face got as red as a lobster and there was a dark spot that started to form in your pants. This is the best I've felt in a super long time.
What? Please help me, and don't tell this to anyone else.
But you've already made it so that I won't help you. And I'm sorry, but I think you were a little late asking me.
What?
My mother-in-law already told your wife and Kyle about this. I had to tell your wife to send us some money to get the area around the front room replaced, since you decided to piss all over it. You didn't even clean it up before you ran home.
What?
You came to my house trying to get money from me, only to leave, creating more embarrassment for yourself. And you created unnecessary expenses as well.
You're going to get it for talking to me this way?
Well, I think this is really going to be goodbye for us. Now that you've learned from this great experience, there shouldn't be any worries about you visiting my house a second time, right? But you probably couldn't come even if you tried. See ya, old man. Oh, wait. See ya, Mr. Pants Pisser. Both my mom and dad never stopped trying to reach out to me after I told them I never wanted to see them again. They couldn't seem to understand why I cut them off. Their attempts to contact me continued, but it wasn't just about reconnecting with their child. They wanted something else. Money. They couldn't manage to get all the $10,000 I'd requested from their relatives, so they turned to Kyle, asking him to help them out. They claimed he needed to repay them for all the kindness they had shown him while he lived with them. It was laughable. However, when they brought this up to him over the phone, his wife, who had a bit of a fiery side, jumped in. She was an ex-kickboxer, and her response to their request was enough to make them freeze. They quickly ended the call, likely terrified of what might happen next. Since that day, they've never made another attempt to contact any of us. As for their whereabouts, I haven't bothered to track them down. I'm not even sure where they ended up after I severed ties. If I really wanted to know, I could ask my wife to look into it, but honestly, I have no reason to care. They're not a part of my life anymore, and I don't feel any need to reach out. Life's been better without them. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Deborah, there's something I need to talk to you about. Is now a good time?
Oh, Lane. What is it? What's on your mind?
Well, actually, I'm pregnant.
Oh, really? Pregnant, huh?
Yes, I haven't been feeling well lately. I missed my period, so I went to the doctor today, and that's when I found out.
I see. You seem calm about it.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I felt like I needed to tell you, especially since Dan told me I should talk to you. He said it was important, and I agreed.
You're right to tell me. I may not be the most eager to hear about your life, but I understand the importance of family, so go ahead. What else do you want to say?
You don't seem particularly interested in my pregnancy.
Well, Dan did tell me to talk to you, so here I am. To be honest, I don't have much to say. It's not that I don't care, but I'm more focused on other things right now.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about it. It wasn't planned, but here we are.
I understand. It's a lot to handle, especially when it's unexpected. But you're an adult, and I'm sure you'll figure things out. I'm more interested in how you're feeling. Are you okay?
I think I'll be okay, but I feel overwhelmed. This news came out of nowhere, and you know how I've been feeling lately. It's been a lot to process.
I can't say I fully understand, but I suppose I can relate by some extent. Life can throw unexpected things our way, but we all just have to deal with it in our own way. But I'm sure this won't be easy.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be, but I'm doing my best to take it in stride.
Well, Lane, I've been thinking about children a lot lately, too.
Children? What about them?
You know, Amy had her baby not too long ago. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Of course I've heard about it. What does that have to do with me? Are you trying to draw some kind of connection?
Lane, I've been thinking a lot about how I want to treat my grandchildren. You see, I want to be fair and I want to love them equally. All my grandchildren should feel the same amount of love and attention.
I understand that, but I'm not sure how that relates to my pregnancy. Are you implying something?
I'm sure you'll understand once I explain. You see, I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild, Amy's daughter, for a while. She's the first one, and I feel like I should shower her with all my love and care.
That's fine. I understand that you want to enjoy the time with her, but what does that have to do with my pregnancy? Why does that even matter right now?
Lane, if you have another child right away, things will be different. And I don't want that. I don't want to have to split my attention between two children of the same age. I want my first grandchild to feel special. If another child comes along now, it will complicate things.
Why does that have to complicate things? Each child should be loved equally, regardless of age or birth order. Why are you putting these kinds of limits on it?
I've told you how I feel. I know it's not easy to understand, but that's just how it is. If another baby is born too soon, it'll feel like a competition, and I don't want that for any of my grandchildren. It wouldn't be fair.
But that doesn't make sense. You can love two children the same way. It doesn't have to be about competition. Each one can have their place in the family.
You just don't get it. It's not that simple. I know myself well enough to know that if another child is born too soon, I won't be able to help favoring the first one. It's human nature.
Maybe it's human nature for you, but it doesn't have to be. You can control that. You can choose not to favor one child over another.
I'm telling you I can't. It would just happen naturally, whether I want it to or not. You see, when the first child gets all the attention, it's hard not to spoil them. And if a second child arrives too soon, I'm afraid they'll be left out. It's just how things work out.
I don't know if I believe that. You're making it sound like it's inevitable that one child will be treated better than the other, but I don't think that has to be the case.
You really are stubborn, aren't you? Fine, let me make it clearer for you. I want to wait until Amy's daughter is older before we have another grandchild. This way there won't be any conflicts or hard feelings between the two.
I'm still not sure I understand why you feel that way. But, okay, I'll listen. If you want to wait, then we can talk about it. But why is it so important for you that I give up on having this baby?
Because if you have a baby now, it will ruin everything. I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild without feeling guilty, and I won't be able to do that if you have another child right away. It's just how it is. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth.
This isn't just about you, Deborah. You're asking me to give up on something that's already happening. You can't just expect me to throw it all away because of your preferences.
Well, you should. You need to think about the bigger picture here. Your child is still young, and it's not too late to change your mind. I'm asking you to wait, and I think you should.
No, Deborah, I'm not going to give up on my child. This is a life we're talking about. You can't just tell me to forget about it. I won't do that.
You really don't understand, do you? Fine, if you won't listen, then maybe you should just leave Dan. If you're not going to follow my advice, then there's nothing else to talk about.
You want me to leave my husband? Because of this? I can't believe what I'm hearing. This isn't just about me. This is about a life that I'm carrying. And you want me to give that up for your convenience?
Yes, because you're being unreasonable. You're putting your own feelings above the good of the family. If you cared about the family, you would listen to me.
Well, I care about my family too. But I won't let anyone tell me what to do with my life, especially not when it comes to my child. This is my decision, and I won't be swayed by anyone, not even you.
Then go ahead and make your choice. But don't expect me to support you when you choose a path that hurts the family.
Fine. If that's how it is, then I'll talk to Dan. Goodbye, Deborah.
Lane, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Has it really been 5 years? Oh, time has passed so quickly. But now I need to speak with you about something important.
Who is this?
Huh? Oh, that's a rather rude way to start a conversation, don't you think?
After 5 years of silence and no contact from you, suddenly you call me out of the blue to say you have something to talk about? At first, I honestly didn't even recognize your voice. So, what is it that you want now?
Well, let's start with the basics. You've had your child, right? Was it a boy or girl?
Why are you asking about this now? Isn't this the very child that caused our divorce in the first place?
Yes, I admit that I said some things that were harsh back then, but despite the circumstances, that child is still Dan's flesh and blood. Nothing changes that fact, no matter what.
Well, it's not as simple as you're making it sound. It's a boy, by the way.
Oh, a boy, huh? I'm sure he's adorable. Probably takes after Shinji, right? He must be a real cutie.
Why are you bringing this up now?
The reason I'm bringing it up is that Dan remarried 3 years ago. The woman he married comes from a good family, very well off, and I'm sure you would agree that she's more suited to him than you ever were.
Is that so?
Yes, and the thing is, she's been unable to have children of her own. She's infertile, and no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't have a baby.
I see.
So here's the thing. She's interested in adopting your son, all right? She wants him to come live with them, and of course we'd be willing to compensate you for it.
No, absolutely not.
What? You're really not even going to consider it?
There's nothing to consider. Why on earth would I let you take my son?
But Lane, your son is still Dan's biological child. He belongs in a proper home, a stable home. Instead of raising him alone, don't you think it's better that he grows up in a family that can provide for him properly?
My son's happiness is the most important thing to me, and I know what's best for him. That means he stays with me, no matter what you think.
Lane, I really don't understand why you can't see this. Why can't you see that this is for his own good?
Because I know you, and I know what you've done before. I can't trust you to raise my son, especially after everything that happened with my pregnancy. You're not the kind of people I want my son to be with.
You know, I've always thought that people could love a child just as much after they were born, no matter what happened before. I love Shinji, and I'd love your son just as much if he were to come live with us. We would give him all the love he needs, just as we did for Amy's kid.
Your reasoning doesn't make sense, and I can't understand why you think it's okay to take my son from me, especially when you already have a grandchild in the picture. Why do you need my son as well? Isn't that just too much?
Well, about that, there's something you should know. Amy's ex-husband took their child and disappeared. It seems men can be pretty unreliable, don't you think?
Oh, that's terrible, but it's really none of my business.
You should be careful, Lane. Don't push me too far. You don't want to see me angry.
What's the matter? I don't want anything to do with you, and I am certainly not going to give you my son. You should know why after everything that's happened between us.
Stop dragging this on and just hand over the child. If you keep arguing, I'll have to take more drastic measures.
Oh, really? And what kind of drastic measures are you talking about? Because let me tell you something. There's one thing I need to set straight here.
What's that?
I'm remarried, and I'm not single anymore. My new husband treats my son as if he were his own flesh and blood. That's another reason why I can't just give my son to you.
So what? Who you've married doesn't concern me one bit.
Well, what if my new husband is Dan's direct superior at work?
What?
Yes, I only found out after we got married, but it turns out he's been dealing with some issues at work. There's a subordinate who's been causing trouble, making excuses about his mother and acting out. It's been a bit of a problem.
No way. Oh, that can't be true.
If things keep going like this, Dan's reputation, which is already bad, might get even worse.
You're trying to use your power to manipulate things, aren't you? That is so underhanded.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. It's more of a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. But unless something drastic happens, things should be fine. I'm sure nothing major will happen as long as Dan doesn't do anything foolish.
You're being so irresponsible. If Dan's reputation suffers because of this, I swear I'll take legal action.
Well, then you better keep a close eye on Dan and make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes. Anyway, I think we're done here. Goodbye, and I hope we never have to speak again.
Fine. I'll just give up, all right? You win. But don't think I'm happy about it.
At first glance, it seemed like my former mother-in-law had reluctantly accepted the situation and stepped back. However, the truth was far from that. She hadn't given up at all. In fact, she went so far as to attempt to kidnap my son. It's almost unbelievable, but she actually tried to take him away from me. I wonder, is this what she was hinting at back then when she was talking about her plans? Is this the kind of thing she had in mind? If so, I have to say it was incredibly reckless, thoughtless even. I can't believe someone would resort to such drastic measures, especially when there are so many other ways to handle things. To think that she went so far as to try and do something like this really makes me question everything about her and her motivations. It's almost as if she had completely lost her sense of reason. The kidnapping attempt didn't succeed, thankfully, but it was a shocking and terrifying experience. My former husband, who had apparently been complicit in this insane plan, was arrested. And now his life is in shambles, not to mention his reputation, which has absolutely been ruined. He was already walking a fine line in his professional life, and this incident had pushed him over the edge. It's not just about his career anymore. This is something much worse. How could he have been so blind, so involved in something so dangerous and damaging to everyone around him, especially his own son? At work, his standing has plummeted. Whatever reputation he might have had has been completely destroyed. He was a man with potential, but now he's just another criminal, just another person with a broken life. To think that everything he worked for could collapse so easily because of a single choice, it's honestly heartbreaking, but also hard to feel sympathy for him after everything he's done. He made this choice, and now he has to face the consequences. But despite all of that, I'm just relieved that my son is okay. That's the only thing that matters. No matter what happened with my ex-husband or his mother, my priority has always been to protect my child. He's safe, and that's all I can focus on now. I've been through so much, but nothing compares to the terror I felt when I realized what they were trying to do. I know I have to keep moving forward for my son's sake. There's no point in dwelling on what's happened, but the fact that it's all over, well, it gives me a sense of relief. For now, we can start over, and I'm thankful for that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.